Hey, welcome to OnlyTax, where we teach you the naked truth about how the tax system works. So let's get to this week's question from an anonymous subscriber. So he says here, hello, I have some concerns about the tax basis on a property my two sisters and I inherited after our parents had passed away. When our parents bought the house, my sisters' names were already on the deed with them. So wanted to consider is that since your sisters' names were already on the property when your parents bought the property, that means that their part of the basis can be traced back to the original cost of the property plus improvement. Okay, so to make the long story short, they don't have step up in basis there. So let's continue here. Okay, so he says we later sold the property slightly below fair market value to the same person who had rented it for a year. So since it was rented for a year, one thing that you need to be aware of is depreciation recapture. So for whatever depreciation you took advantage of during that year, you can get taxed on that, 25%. Alright, let's continue. I believe my basis shows a small loss due to the lower sale price, but I'm unsure my sisters share the same basis. If theirs are tied to the original purchase since they were co-owners. Yes, that's correct. Since your sisters were already co-owners when your parents bought the property, their basis in it is tied to the original purchase price, okay? But whatever portion that they inherited after the fact does get a step basis. And same thing with this poster, okay? Whatever he inherits gets a step basis. Alright, so they were original co-owners from the start. The property is in Missouri, rented for a year before the sale. So I assume this qualifies as an investment property. Yes, it was an investment property for the year that it was rented. So you got depreciation, recapture. And like I said, if you inherited a part of the property, then you will get a step up in basis for your share of the property. Okay. Then your sisters is more complex because your sisters had shares during the original purchase of the property. So that original share for the original purchase of the property does not get a step up in basis, but whatever they inherit after your parents' death does get a step up in basis. All right. So there you go. If you want your future question answered on Only Tax, make sure that you subscribe and post on REI Tax Hack, where we show you the naked truth about how taxes work.